Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it! Blast, that's loud. I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since, in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device. Ah, your old hibernation mask. Had to remove it, you know, in case you were prone to vomiting. Careful, that's my communications terminal. I'd clap you on the shoulder if I weren't behind a wall of bulletproof glass. I don't know how you did it, but Hiram Blythe just sent me everything I needed. According to Hiram's message, Minister Clark has ordered a suspicious amount of dimethyl sulfoxide. It's almost as if he's hoarding the colony's remaining supply. Typical elitist, hoarding supplies during a time of scarcity. Once I have those chemicals, we can revive the Hope's colonists and put some decent people in charge. So, good news. You're going to Byzantium and stealing those chemicals. Exciting. If I had time and several blackboards, I could explain the details to you, but to put it briefly, dimethyl sulfoxide is the reason you're alive today. The chemical is absolutely essential to reviving the Hope's colonists. I need you to steal as much as you possibly can. You'll need it to remember, you're looking for
Pick up any more strays while you were out? I suppose if the crew's quarters fill up. We could hang hammocks in the cargo hold. I understand we have decided to continue supporting the outlaw scientist, Dr. Phineas Wells. We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain. Please avoid damaging yourself or others while you are out.
Do you mind? I'm meeting someone. Shh. No names, okay? The Phoenix is a wanted man. Yeah, you're looking to make contact with me. I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in his estate, which is heavily guarded. Afraid not. He almost never leaves.
Can't say I blame him. It's scary out of doors.
What work specialists, huh?
Anti-Creo's energizing. Enjoy 6 cups.
Hey, you. Yeah, you.
Every dollar.
Want to be famous?
So much wasted money here. Decadence ain't gonna save you when the beasts get through the walls.
You think I'd get arrested if I climbed up on that to get a look at the gearings?
best find this week. Go. Arrowed someone up for slandering trademark.
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history. After a deep and thorough examination of our budgets, revenue streams...
Is it me, or could each of these homes fit all of Edgewater inside? Cannery and all.
This property is off limits. Solicitors, loiterers, and uninvited visitors will be fined to the fullest extent of company policy. This ultimatum brought to you by Universal... That's funny. The minister isn't expecting visitors, and you don't much look like one of those couriers from HPS. Minister Clark's a private man, and you're asking too many questions.
Out with it, you wreck. Contraption does nothing in this city work anymore. I'm on my legally allotted break. Really, I'm supposed to be here.
Burning the midnight oil, are we? The Halcyon Park. Welcome to... We do, in fact, have a parcel here for a Mr. Clark, You're not an official member of the Halcyon Parcel Service Team. Oh, I'd have to submit a request for a release form. Couldn't say. You're welcome to lodge a You do that? Wow. Here's your parcel to be delivered to Mr. Clark.
You must be joking.
There's nothing to see here. Move along. Yeah? Let's see it. Looks like your papers are in order. All right. Go on through.
How did you get in here? You're not one of my guards. What are you doing here?
Oh, my law. Captain, that's the minister! Mr. Clark! Oh, wow.
If this is about another Aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off, as the parlance goes. I'm not doing any more. Slowly and loudly, Aloysius, it's the only way these morons understand anything. I said! Then you're not part of Rockwell. That means... But what are you doing? Drugs, of course. Back, I don't have...
He's got no idea.
Will... Process of elimination. Of course, of course. Chairman Rockwell. He's kept me under house arrest for years.
You've been all alone in this...
Please, whatever it is that... After seeing this place, is it really a stretch? Whatever Rockwell...
This all feels off, Captain.
Believe me.
This colony's...
Exactly. Why, this is start... We're discussing... Also... Via the Acropolis District, of course. That's where the most important corporate and government facilities are. But only board employees are allowed into the district. There's a heavily guarded checkpoint just down the street. There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. Most people avoid the area for obvious reasons. When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to be my office are. The board's lackeys are... Wait! Rockwell has one of the only terminals capable of transmitting to the Earth. Please, take this and transmit it from his office. Rockwell hasn't given me any messages from Earth for years. He's desperate to keep me out of contact with... But they need to know. What isn't on it is the... I've gathered... Once...
But they wouldn't get...
It's worth a try. Depending on the nature of their organizing and... And now I entrust...
You must. Oh, there. That's one right there.
The Acropolis district is off limits. Move. What in the law's name are you on about? Honest mistake. Why don't you...
I'll sue every technician out.
Did you hear? Marjorie Dalton and Arthur.
What is it now? Yeah, and I'd really like a new Hammersmith grenade launcher. And seeing as you don't... Hey, I've been trying to get a post at the H. Anyway, As I recall, you were saying... Sure. Did I say restricted area? Slip of the tongue.
I'm not sure I have ever, in my entire life, felt more out of place than I do at this moment.
State your business.
So what if all those MSI suits made it online this whole time? I could do it. Easy.
Welcome to the official headquarters of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Board. Today's greeting is brought to you by Auntie Cleo, a subsidiary of Colway Pharmaceuticals.
Nothing exciting ever happens around here. Please step away. This entry is for high-priority HHC business only. Huh. I didn't realize we were still using those iridescent stickers. But this looks right. I'll just need you to register your weapons with a revised request to carry 32B form. Each weapon will need a separate form. I'm not authorized to employ... No. I was going to suggest that my... Look, you don't have time to wait on new forms. And I can't afford the site. Just know the...
Apologies for the wait. Personal assistant to agitate. Ah. Oh, you were being serious. Will there be anything else? Excuse me, just a moment.
You could...
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
That was all a story, wasn't it? It's not real.
Guess the whole colony's up a creek. I thought it was just Monarch.
I beg your pardon. Minister Clark's former office is currently closed to solicitors. I suppose that is admissible. Please try not to break anything.
Basically, if you don't work here, or for Chairman Rockwell himself, you're not getting in. I don't know how you got that, but I still don't know you, and I don't have any new clearance.
I think I'm gonna start taking my lunches out of the city. That woman from downstate.
That scientist? The one who's been hounding the clerks? Ooh, gives me the shudders, too.
What do you think they actually do down there?
Best not to ask.
What?
One of them had dropped and went down to return it.
Hey, did Tillman get transferred or something?
That's right. You weren't here when it happened. Some moody yellow.
Hmm? What was that?
Incoming! Love of challenging fun. We did it!
What's this I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 4157? That batch failed spectacularly.
I'll have one hell of a trophy from this.
Oh no! I think I sold myself.
Hey! What do you think you're doing? Oh, I guess, never mind.
Incoming, Captain!
Sign up for this!
Calm down!
We're not getting through!
I don't want to die!
Here they come! Hit it with something else!
I don't want to die!
Gotta find a hole in the armor! Nice one! Captain, to your left! Up! I see him there! To shreds, you say? What was that?
Stand firm! I've got your back! Don't mess with us!
This might be tough. Here I go!
What's the target?
Something. Look out! Covering! You got it, Captain! I'm getting through. I am a Thor! Not working!
What was that?
Captain, behind you! I'll fix you right up!
Investigating.
Don't hurt me! Don't!
Bring him down! Cover me! I'm moving!
Around a state purpose.
No, no, please! No, I don't want no trouble! I don't want no trouble!
Damaging another worker will result in... Auntie Cleo's ketchup. Organic, vegan, handmade, wheat-free, dairy-free, nut-free.
Here they come! That's the last of them.
What was that?
Returning fire!
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship. You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. I'm glad to hear that. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. When you cut off power to Edgewater, you saved me a great... All this happened because some... You have something I... Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal. Wells was our mistake. We failed to apprehend him for years. I'm asking you to help me correct that mistake. I'm sending you my access code. Contact me from Wells's terminal. When you're done, come speak to me in my office.
Adjutant Akonde's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else, Captain? We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
I've kept myself busy in your absence. All I need now is that... human test subjects. Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. Those poor people. What nonsense. I'll tell... I know! I've suspected as much for... The board's... Oh, hold on. Let me see if I understand. I always knew Halcyon was... That's not a... Do you realize what the... Short of lining up every member of... Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? The board's going... We need to get to those cars. Merciful gibbering law! You're a genius! Yes, exactly. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable...
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do know the Hope's real map.
Excellent question, my shop. You'll need to switch on the Hope's aux... Once you've skipped the Hope... I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's... But would have... You absolutely should. The adjutant must have sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, I think you should use the code and send a copy. The board's going to catch up to me sooner or later. This way, use my communications terminal to corrupt...
Captain, you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
I'm impressed, Captain. I almost expected you wouldn't go through with it. Unfortunately, Dr. Wells found a way to corrupt the signal before we could pinpoint his location. Still, it's only a matter of time before we find him. Come visit me in Byzantium. We need to have a talk about the future of this colony. Meet me in my office. I've authorized your ship at my personal landing pad.
Adjutant Akande has ended her call. Rather rudely, if I might say, considering she didn't sign off. Will there be anything? We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Not so fast. All right, you're cleared. The adjutant's expecting you. Go on.
I admit part of me expected you to stand by your old friend. For better or worse, Wells was responsible for putting you back on your feet. That said, he's also a wanted criminal. For information regarding his whereabouts, you are entitled to collect a reward from Percival. I understand you've infiltrated the Ministry. Halcyon is on malnutrition. I know this must come as a...
Is that why we were suffering plague in Edgewater?
Yes, Miss...
Yes, Monarch.
Monarch may harbor... I won't pretend the truth isn't damning. I'll answer... The lifetime employment... Byzantium is the beating heart. Help me. We need... Thanks to your meddling, Edgewater needs to go.
I will hunt...
Then I... Some... Now is not...
Don't make this more difficult than it needs to be, Cap. I'm disappointed.
Oh, you are in for it. Here goes nothing!
Sending a corrupted tracking signal to the board was quite clever, if I might say, Captain. We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive. You killed the adjutant? We are outlaws in the truest sense of the word now.
That ought to do it, Captain. Here they come! Don't mess with us.
Processing data. Sweeping. Performing an inspection. Error. Hope crew data not found. Identify yourself. Error. Hibernation pod access is illegal. State your employer. Registered. A fine of 10,000 bits will be assessed in your corporation.
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood-suitable music selection while you travel to the...
Climate records indicate you have already been identified as non-standard personnel. State your purpose. Error. Automechanical destruction is not a valid employment option. Please wait while I process. Have a pleasant day.
I see it there!
I find myself glad to have no olfactory system.
That's it. Captain, we ought to go. Please. This place is giving me the fucking creeps.
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him. Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do. Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void... and also potentially kill an entire planet. Jump-starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
Oh no. Captain, don't do this. I ain't dying on a fucking ship. I want to die in the dirt like we're meant to.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the Hope in 3, 2, 1.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not...
Yes, I am...
You should not be doing this.
Thank you, Hope. Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Hey! Captain! Look out! Oh!
Unexpected. Searching, processing, all
I'll fix you right up! Covering it!
Autoback.
Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
Thank the Lord you warned me. I was able to get some defenses up, but they might not be enough. The board has sent some serious firepower to pry me out of here. They're trying to get in here, and I'm not sure I can stop them. If they capture me, if we can't communicate again, there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to... How can I be of assistance? Take care. Now arriving at Phineas's top-secret orbital lab. You're back. Not... Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
Those board goons kidnapped Mr. Phineas and hauled him away to Tartarus. How are we gonna get him out?
And here we are, entertaining the notion of busting him out. That's insane. And likely a hell of a lot of fun.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy. If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final...
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Waiting on your... I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point... I wager it'll take a bit longer than it takes you to lose your patience and storm out of your ship looking, to be honest. We're on lockdown. We have Tartarus dock.
Transmission terminated. How can I...
hasn't had for bars, but it's got a storm like that guarding the gates.
I've got to admit, I'm not too keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out. Whew. We have a lot of shooting to do, Captain.
Halt.
Here goes nothing! Stop! Don't mess with us.
Covering you!
something?
MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So, get in there and... Hey, you got ship, asshole!
What's up? What's... you wanna... All right.
I don't see what the fuss is. from this, huh?
Take a breath now, folks. Once we're up there, I suspect we ain't gonna have time to stop shooting.
After all you've done, all the work you've destroyed, all the money you've cost me, your misguided crusade has doomed Halcyon. Idiot! I'm not the one marching to my death in a maximum security prison. In any other circumstance, I'd admire your... No call for... Sophia should be the one wasting... Thankfully, you're... Is that what you think? I call it in the next room is...
System
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You lunatic. You broke into the board's own fortress and killed the chairman just to rescue one doddering old man? You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. I know, my friend, I know. And now it's finally over. The board's finished. It's only a matter of time before the entire system slips from their grasp. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony. You and I are going to have to work harder than... I would like nothing more than... Earth has gone. 2 years ago, the Earth's direct...
So we've got to make do on our own.
You're quite right.
You mean...
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? Yes, we do. You've done a... We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds. We're going to need a leader, and I... You've certainly earned your freedom. You've kept your end of our bargain. Now it's time I kept mine. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you... We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our future is...
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient. In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Junlei Tennyson fought to protect the Groundbreakers' independence. While the board's influence faded, mechanical difficulties forced her to rely on parts that only corporations could provide. The cost was high, and time would tell if Junlei could balance the work with her aspirations for a better future. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. And she often wished aloud that her dad was still alive to teach her about the finer points of starship care and maintenance. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable: the deep end of a bottle and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. Before his untimely death, Captain Alex Hawthorne had plans to restore and modify, for combat purposes, a sanitation and maintenance automechanical that he'd found in a state of disrepair in Emerald Vale's scrapyard. That unit remains broken down and forgotten in the Unreliable supply closet to this day. Though Minister Clark was eventually released from house arrest, long years of isolation left him a changed man, little suited for bureaucratic work or for the colony that was changing around him. He remained in his estate largely by choice, fading from public view. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you? The unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon. You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus and left Dr. Wells to his own devices. The affairs of the colony never distracted you from living out your own dreams, to captain a ship, to sail the ether, and to earn a reputation as the greatest spacer Halcyon ever had. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.